All right, now, I mean, I'm serious now. We're gonna do this.
Coming through.
All right, here we go.
All right, well, it's one of those things where you do these several times, and you're out of practice.
Yeah.
You're out of practice.
Yeah, fourth time. I thought third time was the charm, but we're on the fourth one now, so we got it.
I thought it was the fifth.
Oh well.
This guy's being a
I'll
jerk.
give you a little leeway.
Hi, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Curtis Reese. Thanks for showing. Please go to YouTube or Spotify or Amazon or whatever and subscribe to this channel because we have a lot of good things in store coming up here. But my next guest is a localite. He is from Kansas, like myself.
There we go.
He's an amazing player. He's left-handed, right-handed. He's a tennis pro, pickleball star. Without further ado, his name is Jason Brown. Jason Brown, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well, Curtis. How are you doing today? I'm
I'm
glad to
doing
be
all right.
here. Yeah, it's good to be here. Now, I will say I'm not a pickleball pro. I don't play a lot. I play a little bit, and I teach. So yeah.
The thing is, you like the sport.
I do.
That's what
I
I'm
do.
talking about
I
right
do.
there. And so when I say play, it's simply he is an ambassador like I am here in Dallas-Fort Worth because there
Yep.
aren't too many good ones around here. There are good ones that come from out of state, though, but we're in state and we're
Yep.
local.
Yep.
So let's get on to it here. Jason, what's talk the way of the pickleball? Tell
All
me
right.
how you do it, what
So,
you do with it, what
yeah.
you're looking at doing.
So, well, my first introduction to pickleball was I was a contract pro and at a public facility, and they sent us a memo saying, "Hey, we're going to convert all our tennis courts to pickleball." Now, this was about 2005, 2006.
Really?
And so I do my thing. I go through my research, blah, 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 look at all the stuff. And then I go back to him, and he said, "Oh, by the way, that was an April Fool's joke."
Oh,
And
No.
so that was my first time ever hearing about it, and I did all this research about it, and then it comes back April Fool's joke.
in 2005?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not gonna
So
say who it
this
is.
was before I met you and everything else, and so it was.
Wow.
And so that was my first intro.
So what
to
are you
it.
doing now with it? Tell us what you're doing.
So right now, I'm mainly teaching a lot of like one-on-one classes for beginners, kind of introduce to them, and helping running some pickleball events. Because my big thing with it is the fun part of it.
Yes.
We want people to enjoy it because they're going to stay with it because, yeah, everyone's not going to become a pro, but everyone can have fun with it. And I think that's the beauty about pickleball. I mean, it doesn't take much to get started, and you could play it with anyone, any levels, and just have fun with it.
So with where we're speaking with Jason Brown, he does several things with racket sports, tennis, and photography, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. It's a nice little secret surprise for the show, but we'll let that go in a little bit. He's done some tennis stuff, but what pickleball stuff, if you can name drop, were you at whenever you were doing pickleball, like recently? Have you done it anywhere other than Las Colinas?
No, right now that's the
Only place.
Las Colinas is the only place I've been doing pickleball.
And is it inside?
Inside, well, we have 4 dedicated courts outside, and we have so inside we can do multiple courts if we need to. We just end up taping them down on that. So.
And this Las Colinas Country Club, this is over in Irving, Texas, which is by the old Cowboys Stadium. And
Yep, correct.
I was there from 2010 to 2014 as the head pro. Jason was there as you came on. I left, right?
Yeah. I know exactly. I show up and you leave like a year or so later. I'm like, well, there we go.
No, he did a lot of things up there.
I know, yeah.
But tell us what you're doing at Las Colinas specifically, like name drop some pros that help you out, or maybe some members that help out, or what do you think?
So I mean, yeah, we got JJ, our director,
Awesome.
who's great and everything
Yes.
else. She really lets us have a lot of leeway and kind of build the programs like how we want to.
Wow, that's
which
good.
Which is awesome.
I
and
know.
everything else.
I
So
know.
I mean, because a lot of times you have
Autonomy.
ones that kind of just say, okay, this is how it is.
Yeah.
And if that's not your mindset, then you're fighting your mindset and what they want. And that's never really a good thing.
No.
And so, I mean, yeah, JJ just kind of gives us some good leeway with what we do out there.
She's been
And
there
so, yeah.
for what? She's been there 15 years now. She started.
I
when
know.
started.
I can't remember.
She started
and
when
I
I
just saw her
started.
anniversary in terms of just not only at Las Colinas, but in terms of with the company, which
Club
is
Corp.
invited
Invited,
or
yeah.
Club Corp. I almost want to say 20 years, maybe
Yeah,
more. But
she's been
yeah,
there for
she's
a
been there a while. It may be more than 20, but yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we're speaking with Jason Brown here. So we're gonna go on to what's your current, what's your current focus right now with pickleball, or what you're doing with that?
Yep. So, I mean, like I said before, my main focus is the beginners and getting them in there and having fun right off the bat.
You do mixers? Do you?
I do definitely help out with mixers and like corporate events.
Oh, cool.
Which is kind of one of the big areas for me coming back was to kind of grow that area of it because I do feel like corporate events
Oh yeah.
is that next stage. Because, I mean, you usually have your golf events where your corporations come in, you do golf for a day, but you only have a certain amount of people that can do it.
Yeah.
But with pickleball, basically you can bring your entire staff in.
Yeah.
And they will, within the first 30 minutes, they're going to understand how to hit the ball over, and they're going to have a blast.
That's awesome.
And you're done in a couple hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you do corporate events. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what about what brand do you use? Wilson, or do you have a brand?
So right now I've only tried 2 brands. I've tried Selkirk and I've tried Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was trying Selkirk, I couldn't find one that I really felt good with.
Yeah.
And the Wilson one, this is kind of like their newest version of it. The minute I picked it up and hit with it, it felt right.
What is it? Which one?
It's either I could use the Blaze or the Tempo.
Oh, Tempo.
The Tempo is the blue one, and the Blaze is the red one.
Oh, yeah.
Which I mean, their first editions of those felt terrible.
Yeah, they were horrible, dude.
Yeah,
I had them.
And so I was hesitant to use it, but I hit it. I was like, oh my God, this feels good. But I mean, I'm definitely going to probably at some point try some different ones.
Yeah. So you just kind of float with her.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
Did you hear that, sponsors?
I know
This guy needs to be sponsored. We need to get him sponsored.
I'm sure Corbin's listening, and he'll send some stuff just to throw it in my hand.
Corbin's the tight end rep.
Yeah, exactly.
So you said you got. Sorry. So you said you got 4 designated courts. Where's that at? The stadium court?
The stadium court.
No way.
They converted the stadium court maybe a year before I left Las Colinas. They say they dedicated that. I mean, they look
awesome,
nice.
buddy.
They do look nice. And
That's
so it's
awesome.
a
That
great
makes me so
way
happy.
to enter the indoor facility, because you have the swim pool on one side and the outdoor courts out there on the outside.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so it looks nice. It looks real nice.
That used to be the court as you walked into the pro shop from the parking lot. There's 2 parking lots, but yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So what do you got going on now? Jason actually has opted to. He asked me, and thank you for that, by the way.
Yep.
He came to me and said, "Hey, you need any help with the show?" I'm like, nobody ever asked me that. They say, "When can I come on your show?" But they never say, "What can I help you with your show?"
Right.
And I appreciate that. So, Jason, tell us what you're going to be doing here coming up.
So one of my mother's side passions is photography. Mm-hmm. And so what I really like to do is definitely help create more content for your YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. So that'd be kind of intel reviews, on-site stuff, even just still shots of photography, just anything that's going on in terms of pickleball.
So far, what have you done with this photography? How long have you been doing this now? Just let our listeners know, because they might want to use it.
It's interesting with my photography, because my first true camera that I call with multiple lenses, I bought that probably 4 years ago.
Wow.
But then I look back, and I've always had a camera in my hand, because I look at all these pictures I've taken all these years.
I think you had the same thing when we were doing juniors at Las Colinas. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so, I mean, even in high school, I mean, I was a yearbook editor on the staff, but my dad and my grandfather were in photography. But I saw it with my dad more, but it's just been in the last 2 years that I've really been doing that push to do more with it.
What's your biggest event so far?
Wow. So I would say, I mean, in terms of pickleball, I went out to Oasis in last October and took pictures during their national tournament. Yep. And then I was at Brookhaven taking pictures doing the Worlds for the PPA.
There you go.
And so that was pretty awesome. And honestly, and this is one of those things where, so this is part of my favorite memory of pickleball. Is when I'm walking into those things, because this is my first experience, and I'm like, I tell you what, if people want to know how to get excited about pickleball, they need to attend those events.
Yes, I've been saying that forever.
Yeah, because
it's a spectator sport.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a spectator sport. I mean, they had the vendors there, they have the food trucks there, they got the music going on. It's easy to stay there all day and just see all the stuff. And the other big part of that is you have juniors, you have amateurs, you have pros, all on one site.
Yeah.
How many sports are out there where you can have that one event where you get exposed to all those different levels of play? I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Okay, so here's the deal. This is going to be called the Pickleball Show with Jason Brown right there. Because what you just said makes my heart just swell up. And happy Valentine's Day, peeps.
Oh yeah.
Not you weirdo, whatever. Yeah. But I'm just saying that's the beauty of it.
Yep.
So he's going to be the sports photographer for the show and probably studio when we start adding podcasts. And we already in Bro Probs.
Yep.
but it's coming. So those will be the fun ones.
Oh yeah.
Those will be the fun ones.
Yeah, and I think we clear out this room and have a little pickleball
We are
court
gonna
in
put a
here, and
pickleball.
then that'd be awesome.
We're
That'd
doing
be,
that.
Yeah,
Trust me.
because
We're gonna-
right here.
He's going to just talk. We're also going to add a little court over here with put our viewers right here that they're in studio.
Yep.
And they get to watch, do lessons, mini lessons and stuff like that. But that's 2025.
Okay.
So what's the toughest memory you've had, maybe with a player or a fan, or just say, well, have you ever been in a position where someone's like, get out of my way?
No, and that's the thing. I mean, because when I'm behind the lens, my camera, I just try to be as respectful as I can to everyone doing their stuff. So I'm basically there to take pictures and let them do what they do, and everything else. And every once in a while, I mean, like Jack Sock, who's one of my favorite players, he because I was wearing a Chiefs hat one day, and he said, "Hey, go Chiefs" and everything else. And so I said something to him, but that was about it. Other than that, I'm just like doing my picture, doing my thing and everything else. And so
that's where we're gonna get along, man. Because I stay out of everybody's way. And,
exactly.
And if they want to come by and do an interview with us, they can come by, and we it's a good addition to have. Jason. He's a good guy. So keep going.
Okay, because like when I was doing at Brookhaven when they had the celebrity pickleball shootout. Yeah. I mean, I'm like 2 feet from Dirk, T.O., Pete, Adrian Peterson. I mean, all those guys. But it's one of those things where I just say, you know what?
Let them be themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Take that image and everything else. And so that was pretty cool.
So you're gonna what do you got coming up right now? You got anything soon coming up?
So in terms of photography, I'm actually this Saturday. I just got approval to take pictures at the Dallas Trinity Football Club.
Wow!
And so it's over. They actually hold their games over at the Cotton Bowl.
Football, is that rugby?
Yeah. Well, no, soccer.
Soccer.
So I said football club. But yeah. So it's soccer.
I'm an idiot.
That's okay. It took me a while to figure out what FC stood for.
He's an idiot.
And so it's football
We're
club.
both idiots.
And so so I got some approval. So I'm going to go to that Saturday. And
That's
then
great.
just 2 weeks ago, I was out with the Dallas Sidekicks, which is an arena soccer football league. Uh-huh. And that was my first time seeing that. And I mean, basically these guys are just running the entire time. I mean, because it's a small stadium and they're just running. And I'm just snapping. And so it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell you what where do you put your pictures so people can see them, maybe buy them? Do you sell them? So tell us what you do with your store and all that.
So right now I don't sell them. But that is in the works because I do feel I finally got a good enough library of photos that if I started selling them, I could keep a fresh inventory out there. Mm-hmm. But right now you could just go on my Instagram. I teach tennis, they're all on there.
That's great.
And so you can see them there. And if there's something you really want, you can reach out to me, and then I could send you a higher res image of it because. I mean, basically anything you try and print off the internet is going to be not that great.
Crap.
And so, you want the highest res possible for your image. And then you can have some good stuff.
All right. Well, let's talk about pickleball for a second
here.
What is this? Is for your beginners. We've been talking about pickleball, but we're talking about you because we like to give out tips or drills for our listeners and viewers to have. What's your favorite drill to do if someone walks on the court?
Okay, so my favorite drill, I mean, it's all about learning how to dink.
Thank you.
Yeah, because, anyone can hit the ball hard, but they can't control it. And so it's just about learning how to just nice finesse dinking that ball over because you're going to eventually have to absorb someone's fastball.
Yep.
As opposed to trying to add pace to it, which you will eventually be able to do that. But right now you got to learn how to, I just need to be able to control this ball, get it back over.
What's your favorite rule to tell people?
Favorite rule? Well, honestly, my favorite rule is to have fun. That's my biggest thing. But I would say
to impact a point. How about that? Forget about the emotional crap.
Right. Well, it's all about the mind. It's all about the mind. You got to have the mindset on there.
See, he calms me down.
You got to have the mindset on there. So I would say my favorite rule to talk to them about.
Mine is you can step in the kitchen, you just can't volley.
Yeah, that's a big one. I would say it is the two bounce on when the first two shots, making sure that you don't hit that ball and move forward or take that next shot out of the air. That's the thing. And honestly, that's good because it teaches them a little more patience. They kind of got to wait and everything else. And so, it's
cool about having this guy on. He's one of few people that transitioned to tennis and pickleball you're doing both.
Yeah. Yep.
And you have a nice club. Las Colinas is a very, very nice club.
Yep.
It is. It's important to do all the things Jason's talking about. Now, who's your favorite player?
Woo. So I mean, definitely Jack Sock's one of my favorite players.
Okay.
I mean, because he's a Nebraska boy.
There you go.
Played tennis in high school in Kansas, so kind of falling there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Now, where you're from?
that's where I'm from, Topeka, Kansas, which is originally, I don't know if you realize how many Kansas ties you've had on your show.
Me?
Yeah.
Well,
So
how's
you've had Tim Bernard, Kansas City,
Oh yeah.
Michelle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle,
and then,
of course.
yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
know
she's a
that.
Topeka girl. Carlos, he went to Emporia State.
Carlos Aguirre.
Yeah.
Oh,
He and I
wow.
went to, I mean, it's different times. I went to Emporia State also, but
I didn't
different
know that.
times. And then there was another guy.
That's where you played, right?
Yeah, I played
He
at
played
Emporia
college
State.
tennis as
Yeah.
We're leading your history in a minute.
Yeah,
Okay, keep
yeah.
going.
And then there was another guy, I think his name was Jeff.
Yeah.
And he went to Topeka West, which is my high school rival.
Oh,
and I'd like to
wow.
at some point connect with him because it sounded like we're around the same
It wasn't
age.
Jeff Salzen's team.
No,
No,
not
no.
that guy.
I was
No,
like,
no.
whoa,
I
dude.
could have.
There's
the
no
wrong
way
name,
that
but
guy's
yeah,
from
but there's-
Kansas.
But the
Bless
guy
your heart.
works at maybe. I don't think he's at Fretz. I can't remember where he
He'll come to
works.
me some point in time.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Oh, and so then for female, Bright.
Anna Bright.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I was taking pictures of her, I mean, just the energy she had and everything else, I was like, wow, she's fun to watch.
All right.
So yeah.
So whenever you play, if you do
Yep.
play, do you like singles, gender doubles, or men's doubles?
I have not played singles yet. So,
Overrated.
and I think if I played singles, I'd probably just want to do like half court singles.
Yeah,
like
you
cross
wouldn't.
court stuff like that and everything else But other than that, I mean, it's been just when I played a true match, like level competition, it's only been guys doubles.
Yeah,
Um,
you're pretty good.
oh yeah, it
He's
was
really
fun.
good.
It was fun. No. Yeah, it was-
You are. You're a good
and
player.
then, and so I really haven't a chance. I mean, with gender doubles, it's just been my drills, and those have been fun. So I think I'm gonna be fun with either one.
They're equally. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
all right. Well, tell us a little bit about your background before we go into the kitchen. So tell us about where you're from.
Okay.
Your junior history. Let us know about that. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm originally from Topeka, Kansas.
I was born.
Yep. Exactly. T-Town, Topeka High.
T-Town.
Topeka High, the best high school there ever is. Of course, everyone thinks they're on. And then I played tennis at Emporia State,
Cool.
which is a little bit south of Topeka.
Mhm.
And I taught tennis, started teaching tennis during college. I eventually moved down to Texas and been doing this since then.
So you come from a big family, right? How many siblings you got?
Yeah, so
This is awesome.
there's 6 of us total. Yeah, 3 boys,
great.
3 girls.
Yep.
And I am the 3rd one in line.
How do you
yeah.
find a middle child with 6 kids?
Well, it all just says
I'm one of
it all
4.
depends on if you say the middle child is a better child.
I think you're
then
number 3 of the
that's-
boys.
Huh?
You're number 3 of the boys.
I am number 2.
You're the
of
middle child of the boys.
yeah, exactly. So we always say the middle is the best one. So I always say that's
Most
me.
mentally stable,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
All right, let's go to your favorite. Let's go to in the kitchen here.
Okay.
We were speaking with Jason Brown,
Okay.
a tennis pro, former college player, pickleball pro. He's an amazing teacher, good player. We're in the kitchen. Tell us about your favorite band. What are you jamming to right now?
So I mean, I like a wide variety of music and everything else, and so
What do you jam out to
here's
go on the court?
one. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going on the court, if I'm playing like a match and I got to get up for it,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm probably gonna throw some AC/DC out there and everything else, just kind of rock out with that. But one of my ones that I'm not sure a lot of people know about is like Muddy Waters.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's great. Just listening to stuff, especially if you
I
listen to
love
some of
this
the stuff
guy.
live, then
Wow.
that's just awesome.
Wow.
Same with Jimi Hendrix.
There you
I
go.
mean, yeah, listen to little Jimmy play that guitar, especially when he does Star Spangled Banner. I mean, yeah, that's very
Favorite
cool.
movie that you go to when you're down, happy, sad, whatever.
Wow, that's a tough one. I mean, because same thing. I like so many ones. I mean, I could go back to the classics of Star Wars.
Of course.
I mean, everything else, and those are awesome. I mean, any of the Bourne series,
Bourne
Jason
Identities?
Bourne,
Nice,
yeah,
dude.
those are good. Man, I'm trying to think if I have one that stands out that I've watched.
Dude,
more
mine
than
is
anything.
Big Trouble in China with Kurt Russell. All Kurt
That's a
Russell's
good
movies
one.
are the best. In the
That's
story.
a good one.
In the-
That's a very good one. That's a very good one.
It's all on
Now here's a
Netflixes.
weird one, a different one.
Uh-huh.
A Life Less Ordinary. It's not the same. It's
Oh.
Ewan McGregor and Cameron Diaz.
Oh, that came out. That's not a bad one, dude.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I was surprised that I actually liked that movie.
That's pretty good.
And everything else. But that's a good one to kind of just chill with and watch.
Favorite podcast?
Well, I mean, obviously the one that I'm on right now is my top one.
That's not set up. You understand that, people?
So, I mean, with podcasts, it's kind of one of those things where.
Do you have a photography one? Because everything you say on
I
here,
do. Oh, yeah.
we tag the people you talk about. We tag
the one
them
I listen to on a weekly basis, because they do one each week, is Fro Knows Photos.
Oh, wow.
By this guy named Jared Polin. I mean, it's some great stuff that he has on there.
Favorite sports team?
And then,
sorry, keep going.
Well,
Podcast.
Yeah,
I apologize.
Keep going.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. So I mean, like another one is Fell Better with David Cotney.
Okay.
It's one of those things, and it's where he kind of interviews some people and just talks about what they went through to get where they are. And then you listen to that stuff and you're like, these guys are no different than us. So why can't we do it?
Exactly.
And so I like that one. And another one, Finding Mastery,
nice.
is a real good one. Okay.
Now what's going to happen is, no, it's good.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not used to have it. I'm just I haven't done it in a while. Thanks for coming to the studio too, by the way.
Oh,
That's
yeah, of
nice.
course. Hey, I'm glad to be here.
Well, what's important is how in closing here, we're about to close up shop here, but what's important with all of you guys out there that are teetering on being a pickleball pro, tennis pro, paddle pro. I'm going to do paddle next. Have you played paddle yet?
I've played paddle.
It's awesome.
I've played squash. I've never played badminton.
We're going to do that because I just
and
picked up the Heights Rec Center. They have a badminton club.
Yeah, and I loved squash. I only played it once, and I loved playing it. And I loved it because obviously I did well on it, and it was a great exercise.
Where'd you play squash at?
So I used to work at the Lifetime over in Colleyville, and they had squash courts in there. And it was a rainy day, and one lady on the team I worked with, she was a national ranked junior player in squash back in England. And she said, "Hey, I'll take you guys out and play squash."
What's her name?
Her name is Ann.
I was going to say Shona Kerr. I'm like, Shona Kerr's talking about before.
Yeah. But she took us out, and, I mean, it was a blast. It was a blast.
How would people get in touch with you if they want to talk to you, Jason, or email you, or hire you, or take a lesson from you? How would they get in touch with you?
So the best way to reach me is my Instagram is iteachtennis, and then my email is iteachtennis@gmail.com. I mean, so it's pretty straightforward and simple.
I can be reached at curtis@reeseragsports.com, the World Wide Web. We're going to have Jason back on with photography. He'll be at remotes. Feel free to reach out to him. I'm telling you.
Are we going to talk teams?
Teams.
Favorite teams.
My God. Sports teams. Let's go, Jason. Let's go. I screwed up. A lot of editing.
That's okay. So, I mean, obviously, it would have been great to talk about my favorite sports team if they would actually won the Super Bowl.
They've won 3.
I know. And that's how I look at it. I was like, how awesome it would. Okay, it's the Chiefs if you haven't guessed by now.
Sorry.
But it would have been awesome if they won 3 in a row. But you look at the big picture, it's like, they're good, and they're going to be good for a while.
Yeah.
So Chiefs definitely for football. Basketball, I'm not a huge fan of NBA, but definitely college. I'm always a Rock Chalk Jayhawk fan.
Of course.
That's my main team that I watch. Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully one of my kids is going to go there.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows how this works. So, anything else you want to say?
I think I'm good.
I am too. Well, that's how we do it here. Thanks for coming, everybody, and listening. Reach out to us.
See ya. Have a good one.